Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's discussion on a fantastic topic, Text 7, Nectar of Instruction. So today, this is an ongoing program on this Sastra study marathon. We are another few more verses. We complete our first book called Nectar of Instruction. All right. So today is a fantastic day, 1st February 2025. It's already 31 days gone since 2025 begin. And now we are beginning a new month. Okay. Today is 1st February 2025, Saturday. So we gathered here in the morning to discuss on this. Text 7 of Nectar of Instruction. So before we do that, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Shahagana Raghunatham Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachare Satarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripaptaye Krishna Sambat Dhanadaine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruda Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairakya Murtai Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambu Jayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhume Stvam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuveva cha paditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratise Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Priya Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Om Tat Sat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So let's do our Sat Goswami Astakam. Krishno Kirtana Gana Nartana Parao Prema Mritam Buddho Nidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priyau Priyau Karau Nirmatsarau Pujitau Shri Chaitanya Kripa Barau Bhuvi Bhuvau Bhavahantarakau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipunau Sat Dharma Samstapakau Lokanam Hitakarinau Tribhuvane Manyau Sharanyakarau Radha Krishna Pada Ravinda Bhajanandan Bhajanandena Mattalikau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Sri Gauranga Gunanuvarnana Viddau Shraddha Samridhyavan Vitau Papo Tapa Nikrintanau Tanu Britam Govinda Ganamritai Anandam Buddhi Vardanaika Nipunau Kaivalya Nistarakau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Tyaktva Turnam Ashesha Mandalapati Shrenim Sada Tuchatpat Bhutva Dina Ganesha Karuna Kaupina Kanta Shritau Gopi Bhava Rasa Mritabdi Lahari Kallola Makna Muhur Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Pujat Kokila Hangsa Sarasa Gana Kirne Mayura Kule Nana Ratna Nibadda Mula Vitapa Sri Yukta Vrindavane Sri Radha Krishnam Ahar Nisham Prabha Jatau Jeev Tadau Yav Muda Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natibi Kala Vasani Kritau Nidra Hara Vihara Kadi Vijitau Chakyanta Dinau Chayau Radha Krishna Guna Smritir Madhura Manandena Sammohitau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Radha Kunda Tate Kalinda Tanaya Tire Chavangsi Vate Premon Mada Vasat Ashesha Dasaya Grastau Pramattau Sada Gayantau Cha Kada Harir Guna Varam Bava Vibhutau Muda Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau He Radhe Vraja Devi Kecha Lalite He Nanda Shuno Kuta Sri Govardhana Kalpa Padapatale Kalindi Vane Kuta Gostantva Iti Sarvato Vraja Pure Keder Mahavitvalau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. So today we're going to read the last verse of that. I offer my respectful obeisances unto six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are chanting very loudly everywhere in Vrindavan, shouting, Queen of Vrindavana, Radharani, O Lalita, O son of Nanda Maharaj, where are you all now? Are you just on the heel of Govardhan, or are you under the trees of the banks of the Yamuna? Where are you? These were their moods in executing Krishna consciousness. So with that ecstatic thing, let's start our program. So first of all, I'd like to welcome all of you for today's, on this auspicious morning, for a discussion on text 7. So my gratitude to each and every one of you, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, Nanda Devi Mataji, Sonia Mataji, Kila Mataji, Puk Weng Chiong Prabhu, or Chaitanya Karuna. Prabhu, Rusan Chiang Mataji.
Daya Das.
Chaitanya Daya. Okay, okay. I always.
It's okay.
Chaitanya Daya Das. Thank you for coming. Karpia Saraswati Mataji, welcome. And also Rajina Mataji. All welcome for today's program. Today we're going to discuss something very, very. So again, let's look at that, what they call, how Rupa Goswami start off his instruction. The first instruction says that if a person who can control his senses, who is sober means who are very intelligent, who have conquered his mind, intelligence, ego, and all these things, right? Sober. So he says that text 1, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, a sober person who can tolerate all the urges in a straight line, could able to create devotees or disciples all over the world. Okay? So that is that ultimate. That means you come to that level of perfection if you can practice bhakti. But the thing is how to do it, how to control all these things, vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, right? So of course, this is very important. Control the urge of the mind, control the demand of the mind, krodha, uncontrolled anger, then your tongue, all right, your demand of your tongue, okay, and your demand of your speech. Then after that, you come to your belly, the demand of your belly, and also demand of your genitals. Okay, if a person could control it, he can be a perfect human being. But how to do it? So don'ts. What is the first don't that he says? Nityahara prayayascha. Don't collect more than necessary. Don't over endeavor. Don't talk nonsense. Don't practice rules and regulations for the sake of it or reject the rules. Don't associate with worldly minded people or karmi, or don't be greedy with for mundane achievement. Right? Like in Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna says the thing should come on its own accord. All right. So when the thing that even in fact I also spoke it in our Gita Gyan program, right? Anything that should be yours should come to you easily. Anything you have to over endeavor, if something doesn't last. Or we have seen like so many people who wanted to be a doctor, work so hard. After being a doctor, after 10 years, cannot tahan, leave the job, right? So like that example. Then after that, after we see all the don'ts. Now let's see all the do's. What are the things that you should do? The 6 principles, all right? Rupa Goswami nicely explained. Utsahan, Nischaya, Dhairya. I mean, he says that being enthusiastic, endeavor with confidence. First, is enthusiasm very important. Then you have to be very confident in your decision. Work on it very confidently. Even sometimes we can't even see. See that we are trying to understand the Lord not through our senses. You know, because we in the human form of body, we see everything as evidence, right? Yes or not? Now, what I want to see? Okay, I want to see from my own eyes. Seeing is believing. Yes or not? I want to see. Okay, now you show me. I want to see. Okay, now I want to feel. Anything that we all want to see and feel. So because we always use our material senses to perceive. But here, we are trying to do it through our mind and our heart. You know, we can try to do through our heart. So sometimes we are trying to do something that we can't perceive using our material senses, but you only can feel in your heart. Okay, so there's a reciprocation, a kind of feeling, because that we are saying that feeling from the heart. That means that is your original self, because the original self, your original consciousness is the soul. But of course, we are thrown into this material body. All right, we are in this material body, and we try to understand everything using these prakriti, the 5 senses. So sometimes we say, are you sure that I'm in the right place? Are you sure that I'm seeing the right thing? Okay. For that reason, so we have to be very confident. Yes, you are in the right place. Your endeavor, your bhakti, your seva, your bhajana is all in the right place. All right. So we must have the confidence. At the same time, we don't expect things to happen overnight. Okay, it's very common also sometimes. Right? Why I'm chanting, I'm not getting the taste. Why I'm doing this, and I can't see anything. Right? So you have to be very patient. Patient, because Krishna will give you. Okay, once you're really ready, Krishna will reveal that to you. Right? And after that, number 4, you have to act according to the rules and regulatory principle. Okay, we have to follow some rules and regulation like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So Shravanam means hearing, Kirtanam means chanting and singing, and Vishnu Smaranam means remembering. Okay, we have to remember. So this is very important. And number 5, again, Rupa Goswami says abandoning association of non-devotee. Okay, abandoning the association of non-devotee, because they can be very, very toxic. Then following the footsteps of previous Acharya. So that was, we studied in chapter 3. And in text 4, Dadati Pratiknati. Now you have already reject and the association of the non-devotees now with devotees. So once you have a relationship, loving relationship with the devotee, how you should have your relationship with devotees? Number 1, offering gifts in charity and accepting charitable gifts. When they give you charity, when they offer you, or when you offer, either you offer charity, receive charity, right? Then the most important, guhyam, akyati, prachati. That means guhyam means revealing one's mind in confidence. Right? In confidentially, you reveal your mind. No, asking if you have some problem. You know, that means if you can reveal your mind to a person, that means you and that person are very close. That's or not? Because the mind that you can only reveal to your spouse, okay? Or yeah, usually to the spouse or someone that you really love or care. Confidently, you want to reveal your mind. That means your relationship with that person has to be that depth, is that should be in that depth. Right? So revealing one's mind in confidence, then inquiring confidentially. Certain things, confidential things we inquire, accepting prashadam and offering prashadam. These are the 6 symptoms of loving shared between devotees. Then in text 5, we have seen one should mentally honor them. We also said, okay, now when you talk about devotee, because we reject all this, we live among the devotees. So what are the devotees? Is there any kinds of devotees? Devotees 3 kinds, right? That is, first is Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Uttama Adhikari. Kanishta Adhikari means a devotee who only worship, who loves the deity, who worship the deity with so much of what they call this thing, but they don't respect the devotees. They misbehave. They don't respect the devotees. So the devotees, the devotee who have so much of faith in the deity, in the Lord, but what they call misbehave, or do not respect the devotees and do not know how to act, misbehave or so that means they don't know how to act in the general district. They are known as Kanishta Adhikari. So what is Kanishta Adhikari? We study the one who accepted Harinam initiation, okay, and chanting and trying to perfect themselves. And they also struggle with this sense perception. Right? Sense, that means they are struggling. They might have some bad habits or whatever. They are struggling to give up. Okay, and while they're chanting, these are all Kanishta. Second is Madhyama Adhikari, the one, the person who loves the worship the deity, and of course, then after that, he loves and he got a very strong friendship with the devotees. Right? He had a very strong, he keep a very strong friendship with the devotees. At the same time, he is very merciful to the fallen. Okay, all that fallen souls out there, he feel very sorry for them. Okay, so the last one is Uttama Adhikari. The Uttama Adhikari means the one who sees everyone equally. Okay, he doesn't see any what they call difference, whether the person is white, black, yellow, brown, or the person is born from upper class, lower class, right? Even the person can be a horrible hippie, criminal, all this, he doesn't see any difference. The only thing he sees the potentials of Krishna in them. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, remember, Krishna says, okay, a person who have perfected in knowledge sees the Brahmana, a gentle Brahmana, cow, dog eater, plants, trees, and everything on an equal vision. So like that. So that's called Uttamadhikari. Then in chapter 6, Rupa Goswami explained. So now, when you look at this pure devotee, how do they come from? And from which kind of background they come from? Do they come from a high birth, low birth, and all this? Right? So here, text 6, Rupa Goswami gave a very strong warning that we should not identify the devotee, or especially the pure devotee, Uttamadhikari, by their complexion, or by their birth, or their caste, or their body deformation, okay, or the body set. So that's why he says that this is very, very important, text 7. So we had a very lengthy, even though the purport is short, but we had a very lengthy discussion yesterday. So it doesn't matter whether the pure devotee born from a non-Indian background, and even he born in an Indian background, he can be born into a very low class family, low caste. All right. And then he also can have a very ugly bodily conception, complex. He can be very ugly looking. At the same time, he also can have deformed, maybe after a disease, a stroke or partial, it can be totally doesn't look this thing deformed, disease, right? Like my spiritual master, Jayapataka Swami, after he had a massive stroke, he's struggling in his material body. But anyway, we don't call it struggle because he's okay with it, right? So these are the things that we should not look at it, right? Because we must know that that pure devotee is always a pure devotee. We should not identify them with this. But what happens if you identify with them with these kind of things? It can be called the worst aparat. Aparat means offense. And this offense will kick a person out of this bhakti. And Prabhupada explained, well, this is called mata gata, all right, or mad elephant offense. When a mad elephant enters a nice garden, what it does, it don't only destroy the trees and plants, but it uproots, it pull out everything. And another analogy example I gave was, when we are playing snake and ladder. You know, when you play snake and ladder game, when you put the dice, you just go up. You hit the snake, you come down. When you hit the ladder, you go up, right? So the longest snake in that snake and ladder is at the number 99. The total number of this game is 100. At the number 99, the longest snake, once you get hit, you come very low, come very down. So when we are on our path back home, back to Godhead, when we are just about at the number 98, we just take another 2 steps to go into the hit that, to go into the perfect, that means go into the 100 points, right? Just 2 steps or 3 steps before that. When we make an offense, when we start to identify the pure devotees to the bodily complexion and just criticize them, it is just like you go to the number 99, and after that, you got bitten by the snake and you come down, phew, down, gone. You're going to start all over again. Okay. Another analogy Rupa Goswami gave is like the Ganges water. Sometimes during a heavy rain, sometimes even in our if you have visited any waterfalls, also you can see. You know, when during a heavy rain, the river will look so muddy. Even the crystal clear water will look extremely muddy and dirty after a rain. All right, same thing goes to Ganga. After a rain, it shows like terrible mud, and they got a bubble, and they got all these kind of situations. Right, bubble and it looks so like disgusting, right, in our material eyes. But we should understand the spirituality of that, the validity of the spirituality is still there. Okay, therefore the pure devotees, despite all these bubbles and muds and everything, they still take their bath in that Ganga. So no matter how the Ganga looks like, the Ganga looks dirty, the Ganga looks bubble and everything, the purity of that Ganga, the Ganges river, is still remain the same. All right. So that's what we have studied this thing. And of course, a few things also we have studied that proper reveal is it's some kind of swarupa, very indirectly, that says that only a neophyte, you say that only empowered acharya can go around the world and preach. That's very interesting. The last paragraph, if you got a chance, because I don't start all over again. So you go to the last paragraph of text segment, text 6, and you can read text, right? So today we are coming to text 7. Right now, after going through all this process, all right. So now, after going through all this process, okay, now this is my spiritual master. I need to learn how to respect him. Okay, so I need to, all right. This is number 6. Okay. Okay, being situated in original Krishna conscious, a pure devotee does not identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen from materialistic point of view. So this is the thing. All right, and the last thing is the last paragraph. We have said that. Empowered Vaishnava. Okay, so all these group parts start revealed. Okay, so now we are going to the text 7. Okay, now after we understand that how we should behave to our spiritual master, how we should behave how we should engage with the service, with how we should behave with the pure devotee and everything. Okay, now after knowing that, okay, so now I understand. Okay, how am I supposed to behave to the pure devotee? How I should be what they call is it recording? So how we should how we should behave to the devotees and all these things. Now the most important is, okay, in the next step that makes you, that you can follow that vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, or achieving perfect, to be a perfect person. All right, so what is the next step now? The next step is text 7. All right, let's look at this. Shat Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya. So now when you see the word why, we just can combine the word Sita Pya Vidya. But when you see in when you look at this word by word translation, we call Sita Pi Avidya. Sita Pi Avidya. Is it true? All right. Sita Api. So Sita Api is a two word here. Sita Api, then Avidya. Right? So, but when we combine this word, we call Sita Pya Vidya. Okay, Sita Pya Vidya. So Sita Pya Vidya. Alright. Now, Pitto. I mean, when you see there's a double T, we call it as a pit, then to. So Pitto Patapta Rasa Nasya Na Rochika Nu Rochika. Rochika. So whenever you see we pronounce as cha, not like like an English pronunciation we call as K. Rokika, not Rokika. So Rochika. Rochika Nu. So when you see a O or when you see a E, all we what they call? We automatically we pull the raga. All right, now you see the word V here. Kint. What is the kint word? Okay. So when you see the word V, so what we do, we just combine the word. So kintva darat. Okay. Kintva darat. Anudinam kalu saiva jushta swadvik kramat bhavati tat gada mulahantri. Okay. Shyat Krishna Nama Charitari Sitapya Vidya Pitto Patapta Rasanasya Narochikanu Tintva Darat Anudinam Kalu Saiva Jushta Swadvikramat Pavati Tat Gadamula Hantri. Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya Pitot Patapta Rasanasya Narochikanu Intvadarat Anudinam Kalu Saiva Jushta Swadvikramat Bhavati Tat Kadamulahantri. Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya Pittotpataptarasanasya narochikanu Intvadarat anudinam kalu saiva justa Swadvikramat bhavati tat gada mulahantri. Syat is Krishna, Lord Krishna. Nama, body name. Charita Adi, character, pastime, and so forth. Sita, sugar. Okay, not Sita, Sita. Okay, Sita, sugar cane. Api, although, avidya, of ignorance. Pitta, by the bile. Pittam, in Tamil we call pittam, by the bile. Upatapta, afflicted. Rasa nasya, of the tongue. Na, not. Rochika, palatable. Nu, oh, how wonderful it is. Kintu, but. Adarat, carefully. Anudinam, every day. For 24 hours daily. Kalu, naturally. Sa, that. Sugar candy of the holy name. Eva, certainly. Justa, taken or chanted. Swadvi, relishable. Kramat, gradually. Bhavati becomes that gada of that disease. Mula, of the root. Hantri, the destroyer. Very interesting verse. And see how wonderfully Srila Rupa Goswami explained this. The holy name, okay, explain. Okay, they explain the holy name, the character and pastimes of Krishna. Okay, the first thing is holy name, the character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Okay, the transcendently So the holy name, character, pastime, and the activity of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Okay. Although the tongue of one afflicted by jaundice of avidya cannot taste anything sweet. It is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a naturally awakens within his tongue and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. Okay. So now the holy name character. So what, okay, let's look at this, what Rupa goes. So he says the holy name, the character, the pastime, activities of Krishna. That means the Krishna's holy name, the Harinam, the character. Okay, we are studying about Krishna's pastime character and his activity. All these like sugar candy. Okay, it's okay, like sugar candy. What is the word they use in Tamil? Panakkal or something like that, right? It's so tasty. But although the tongue of one afflicted by jaundice of avidya, that means jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet. What does that mean? See, like for instance, when a person is down with jaundice, right? Or in Tamil, we call manja kamalam. So what happened? Everything in our body, because of the bile has already gone up. Okay, pittam பயங்கரமா ஏறிடுச்சு. So that means the bile is already elevated. So it's not producing any disease. So everything in our body will turn yellow. Our eyes, our skin, even sometimes our urine and even our feces. You know that we go to toilet, even the feces will also look yellow. Right? I have seen during when my children had jaundice when they were baby, even the napkin also will turn yellow. Okay, so like that. So what is that? What they call a cure for the jaundice? Okay, see, the jaundice is so bad. Okay, the pitta. Okay, the I don't know what they call in English. The bile. Because Prabhu, Vaishnava group, what they call that, Prabhu? Pitta, bile.
Correct, we call bile, Babu.
Huh?
It is called bile.
It's called bile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bilirubin, Babu.
So when the bile is very high in your system, right?
Yeah.
So even your tongue will become numb, and even you eat the sweet candy, right? You take anything sweet, you put in your tongue, all right? Your tongue will start to feel terribly bitter. Okay, even the sweet will taste bitter. When you take the sweet candy, or we take honey or whatever, anything that extremely sweet, when you put in your tongue will taste the taste, the receptor that sends to your brain is extreme bitter. You can't even tolerate sweet. Can you imagine? All right, because the tongue is afflicted by jaundice and it's very, very bitter. Even how sweet you take also, even you take rock candy or you take the honey, put it all, what is so bitter? So it's extremely bitter. But here, Rupa Goswami is using the same example. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice. So the jaundice that all the living entities are going through is avidya. Vidya means knowledge. Vidya means knowledge. When you put an A in front, avidya means opposite of knowledge. That is ignorance. Right? So because we are all in ignorance, our ignorance is not started yesterday or not started 50 years ago, 30 years, 40 years ago from the day you were born. But this ignorance was with us since time immemorial. Okay, as we know that 4.430 million lifetime Brahma. Okay, 4.3 million times 1,000. That is how one day of Brahma. Like that, there's 100 years. So that means, and like that, it looks like it goes into a trillions. I think that day we calculated 430 trillion or something like that. Yes. In one Brahma. Like this, we have passed through hundreds of Brahmas. No? So, through all these things, the only thing that stuck with us was our subtle body, along with mind, intelligence, and ego. Actually, we are very ancient beings. the body that we have, that the subtle thing. So we have accumulated so much of experience. We have accumulated so much of experience, and all these things stuck in our mind. Okay, and imagine even so we are in avidya. So we are in terrible ignorance. Okay, so we are deceived. So that's why sometimes when we chant the holy name, we cannot get the taste. Do any one of you experience that? Chanting, don't get anything. Anyone? It is terrible, right? So even you chant, you'll be chanting and chanting and chanting and chanting until you cannot get any taste. You just feel, hey, I just finished my rounds and I don't feel anything. All right. So, but don't worry. All right. But what it says, it is wonderful that simply, but cannot taste anything sweet, but it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting, when we chant very carefully, these sweet names every day. Carefully means what? We should sit and concentrate in our chanting. Not while watching TV, not while using your phone, not while walking around thinking of cooking and things, something like that. Right? While you so carefully, you have to chant the sweet names every day, not whenever you feel like it. Not once in a blue moon. Every single day. We know we got a devotee only chant on Sunday. When he comes to temple. Comes to temple, they are forced to chant one round. That's when he chant. Other days he don't chant. But he can dress up very nicely with tilak, with dhoti, kurta and everything. But the most important is we should carefully chant these sweet names every day. Okay. See, for time immemorial, we have been stuck in this material world. I gave an example in our Gita Gyan class. All right. Dirt. There's a dirt. And above there's another dirt. Okay, there's some little dirt. Then there's another dirt accumulate on that dirt. Then another dirt accumulate on that and accumulate. So when all the dirts come accumulating in one particular dirt, okay, when you start to accumulate, it starts to get suppressed. After millions of years of suppression, that little dirt will turn into carbon. And after further pressing, when the dirt starts to accumulate until it turns into a big, huge mountain, right? What happened? That dirt will turn into carbon. From the carbon, the dirt will change into diamond, right? So when the diamond, when it turns into diamond, so diamond is cannot be cut. Okay, we can cut. It takes another diamond to cut the diamond. The diamond is a very hard rock, extremely hard rock. You can never cut it. Okay, it takes so much of precision and skill. You can't chisel it off. It's so tough. Okay, so like that, our little ignorance that we fell from this spiritual world, we fall here with our little desire, and we have been staying here, pressed and pressed and pressed and pressed, accumulate until our conditioning here has turned into a diamond. First, it was a dirt. After full compression, it turned into carbon, and now we have turned into diamond. So it's not easy to break it off. Okay, it's not easy to break it off. It's so hard. That's why Krishna gave us Guru, spiritual master, because it takes a diamond to cut a diamond. It takes another human being to train us up properly. So Krishna came in the form of Guru. 3 types of Guru: Chaitya Guru, Diksha Guru, and Siksha Guru. Okay, Siksha Guru. So they all come in that form. All varieties of form, they come to this thing. But another thing, they give you a Maha Mantra. Why this Maha Mantra? Why not just a mantra? Because you want to get rid of all avidya, the ignorance that has been accumulated for millions of lifetime. Right? You need to have a strong mantra. When you want to break a rock in the mountain, you cannot use chisel, you cannot use drill. You have to set a bomb. You have to dig a hole inside, you have to put a dynamite, and you explode. With that dynamite explosion, that's when the mighty mountain rock can be broken into pieces. Similarly, in order to get rid of all the avidya, all the ignorance that has been accumulated in our body, in ourselves, our tongue has become numb, all right? And we are afflicted with jaundice. We can't even taste. We know that the name of Krishna, Rama, Hare is so tasty, but we can't get the taste because we are in ignorance. We are suffering from jaundice. The only cure for jaundice is sweet, you know. So they say when those people like in village, they say when you get a jaundice, they don't give you any kind of modern medicine. They give you sweet. All right. They give you what they call candies, sugar candy. Another what they call vellam. They give you vellam. They ask you to take that what they call the brown sugar candy, right? The brown sugar. So they ask you to eat because eventually when you start to eat on a daily basis, that's when the jaundice will start to settle down. And eventually you start to feel the taste, right? But of course, you have to take it every day. Similarly, in order to get the taste like Krishna's name, holy name, you want to get the taste, we have to carefully enchant our holy name on a daily basis, right? So through that, you see everything gradually destroyed at the. Now, let's go to the purport. The holy name of Lord Krishna. The holy name Lord Krishna, his quality and so forth are all of the nature of the absolute truth, beauty and bliss. Okay, the name, the holy name, quality, pastime, and so forth are nature of all are all of the nature of absolute truth, parampurul, beauty, all right, and bliss. Okay. Naturally, they are very sweet. How? Naturally, like sugar candy, which appeals to everyone. Nations means what? What is nations means? Nation means ignorance, all right? Nations, however, is compared to the disease called jaundice, all right? Is compared to the disease called jaundice, which is caused by billions of secretion, okay? Bilious secretion, all right? The bile there's a lot of secretion, right? So caused by that. Attacked by jaundice, the tongue of a disease, person cannot palatably relish sugar. Okay? Rather, a person with jaundice considers something sweet to taste very bitter. Okay, for them, the sweet will taste very bitter. Okay, that's a jaundice. So avidya or ignorance similarly perverts the ability. Okay, perverts means what? Reverses or doesn't show it, pervert the ability to relish the transcendental palatable name, quality, and form. Okay, and the pastimes of Krishna. What is that? Avidya. Avidya means ignorance. So similarly, the ignorance perverts. Okay, the ability to relish the transcendental palatable name, form, and pastimes of Krishna. Despite this disease, okay, Prabhupada says, despite this disease, if one with great care and attention, okay, how? With great care and attention, takes to Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy name and hearing Krishna's transcendental pastimes, his ignorance will be destroyed. That means when he start to hear the Krishna's transcendental name, and that means what happened? His ignorance will be destroyed, and his tongue enabled to taste the sweetness of the transcendental nature of Krishna and his paraphernalia. Such a recovery of spiritual health is possible. Prabhupada explained, such a recovery of spiritual health is possible only by a regular cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Okay, such a recovery. If the thing that if you want to recover from this kind of disease, avidya, the only thing is possible by regular cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Now, so go to the next paragraph. When a man in this material world, when the man in this material world takes more interest in materialistic way of life, when a man in this material world make more interest in materialistic way of life than in Krishna consciousness, is considered in a disease condition. Okay, Prabhupada explained. When a man is only interested in materialistic way of life, other than Krishna consciousness, he is considered to be in a very disease condition. The normal condition is to remain. So Prabhupada says the normal condition is to remain an eternal servant of the Lord. They call Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishna Nitya Das. Krishna Nitya, Krishna means Krishna, Nitya means eternal. Das means servant. Jivera Swarupa Hoy. So Jivera, Jiva, is in Bengali. Jiva. Jiva means living entity, Jiva. Swarupa. Swarupa, the original form. It is Krishna's eternal servant. Krishna, Nitya. Nitya means eternal servant, right? So that's the thing. So there's a normal condition. Who said that? Lord Chaitanya says that. Okay, the Lord Chaitanya says that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This healthy condition is lost. This healthy condition is lost when the living entity forgets Krishna. Okay, this means you forget Krishna due to being attracted by the external feature of Krishna's Maya energy. All right, now, what is the external feature? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? What is the external feature of the Lord? Tatastha Shakti. All right, or Krishna's external energy, which is called also Prakriti. And who is Maya? Maya is actually Krishna's material world secretary. Okay, spiritual world secretary of Krishna is Yoga Maya. Okay, she is none other than Subhadra Devi also, right? And also that Subhadra Devi that comes in the form of Krishna, Balaram, so I mean Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. She's also there, right? But then the external feature in this material world secretary is Mahamaya. All right, so Krishna's energy. So this Mahamaya will always dwindle us. We always think that something which is so illusion looks so real. That is Krishna. Okay, so when people ask how opulent God is, how opulent, how great God is, you can just say, even this illusion looks so real. All right, this world is illusion, looks so real. Even this body is going to be perished one day, but we are so sure that it's not going to happen to us. We are so sure that we are not going to die. We are so sure that we will survive. All right, that is ignorance, right? That is Maya, attracted by external feature. The external feature. Imagine, because when we are given that material senses, right? The material senses will only can see a material sense object. Yes or not? The material sense only can see material sense object, right? So how that material sense object going to perceive the spiritual sense object? Okay, it is not possible, right? Huh? See, like for instance, when you see like in a mixed country, okay, like example, like in Malaysia. In Malaysia, we have Chinese, we have Indians, we have Malays, okay, we have all the other varieties of races, okay, mixed up. So even though we are living in a mixed environment, the Indian man attracts to Indian women, the Chinese man attracts to Chinese women, and the Malay man attracts to Malay women. Right? It's very rare for the mix to happen, where the Indian marries Chinese, the Chinese marry Malay. All right, to create this kind of a mixture is quite rare. Okay, when we look at this, the amount of the population in Malaysia versus the mixed marriage, it's very, very tiny. So it's very rare to happen. So it's very natural for an Indian man to fall in love with the Indian girl, and a Chinese man fall in love with a Chinese girl, and the Malay man fall in love with a Malay girl, even though we are in a mixed environment. So similarly, our senses are given, which is made of matter, and what we can get attracted, we only can get attracted to material creation of Krishna. Okay, we only can see material creation. Okay, we cannot see something that beyond our perception. Okay, so that's why we forget Krishna. Okay, we forget our identity. So what went wrong? Why is that so? Because that's part of that ignorance that we are in. It's not to say, we always must remember one thing. Nothing is happen without our consent. Krishna have given us the minute independence of choice. We have that choice to make. We can make that choice. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I've already explained everything to you, 1863, if I'm not mistaken, 1664. I've already spoke everything to you, Arjuna. Now do as you wish. So why you should have said, now listen to me. He said, do as you wish. Why you need to use that word as you wish? Because Krishna respects our minute independence. He has given us independence and you live accordingly. All right. And now that's what Krishna says, at what condition a person leaves the body, is what meditation, what thinking, he shall get his next body. Because Krishna wants to fulfill the desire. At the final moment of life, even though that is painful and everything, the person dies with desire. I just wish I could have driven that Mercedes Benz. I wasted my life. I should have worked hard. Oh, Mercedes, boom, we die. All right, next birth, we will take birth in Mercedes. All right, anything. All right, maybe we born into a certain animal, they cut our body and they take our skin and turn into that Napa leather or whatever. So I don't want to speculate. So everything that what we ask for, we get it. We get as per wish. So it is not something that happened by chance. It's not something that happened by chance. Everything is as a wish. So we wish to not to think of Krishna, right? Just like a child goes to the park. When the child goes to the park, when they start to see merry-go-round and that Ferris wheel, they all jump, and they forget their parents. Until the parents say, go back, let's go back. And suddenly it's like a root shock for the child. They just wake, they say, what? Go back? No, I'm not going to go. So the parents have to drag the child. The child will be falling down, will be kicking and crying and howling, and will create a scene. I don't want to go back. Right? Just like that. We are also mesmerized with that external energy of the Lord. The external energy of the Lord is so beautiful, right? Look at the mountains, look at the sky, look at the breeze, look at the thing. Okay? It is so beautiful creation, the external creation, which is only the shadow. Imagine if the shadow is that beautiful, and how about that original thing? When the external energy of the Lord is so unique and beautiful, yes or not? The mountains, the water, the sea. Okay, even though how much that we live in this concrete jungle, right? Like KL, all they are going to like Ipoh is going to that. Now they're going to be like Ipoh Central. Ipoh is going to be even a crazy place in another 20 years down the road. It's going to be the next KL. Okay, because the demons can never remain happy. All right, they want to create trouble. So then now this is so. But even though all these things, they always like to get away from the city life, go to the woods, go to the outskirts. They want to enjoy because the nature is so beautiful, right? So beautiful and so nice. And that is Krishna's external energy. When we see the girls, sometimes we see the boys, we see the people around, they look so attractive and beautiful. Huh? And that is also still Krishna's external energy, because all that body that been created, anybody who are good looking or whatever it is, all that thing is created by the combination of 5 material element, Mahabhuta, air, water, ether, fire, and all these things, which is also Krishna's external energy. Right? But by soul, everyone is equal, same. But outer body, sometimes we see a girl who was so extremely beautiful. Sometimes we see a man who are extremely handsome, good looking. Right? So certain countries, people like, So now what happened? All this Krishna's external energy. Imagine if that external energy is so beautiful. What do you think about this internal energy? What do you think how beautiful the Goloka or Vaikuntha should have looked like? I mean, how? The original things, how beautiful they might be looking. And imagine in that place, how beautiful the girls and the boys should be. How beautiful the environment is. Even this external thing is so interesting until we don't have heart to give up. And imagine when you go to the original self, how beautiful the place looks like. Right? So that's the thing. So living entities forget Krishna because they choose to, because they were like carried away. Right? They get carried away. Oh, look at this, look at that. Even with the earth, then after they go to heavenly kingdom. You go to Indraloka. You go to heaven, you see Apsara. What do you call? What do you call Apsara? What is another one? Heavenly damsels, Apsara, whatever, right? So you go there and you drink Somaras, and then like Ramba, Urvasi, you see all your beauty, they'll be dancing. No, you'll be so, even that is even more beautiful than this material world. Imagine the spiritual world, right? So like that. So now what Prabhupada is saying, this word Maya is also called as Durashaya. Durashaya means what? False or bad shelter. So false or bad shelter. So that means this place is also called fault. And this is not a right place, right shelter. One who puts his faith on Durashraya, becomes a candidate for hopping against hope. Okay? Hopping against hope. Okay, there's a hope, but you're hopping, you're just leaping on it. In the material world, everyone is trying to become happy. Everyone trying to become happy. Although their material attempts are baffled. All right? Even the attempt is always become failure. Baffle means failure in every way due to their nations. Nations, again, I said ignorance. They cannot understand their mistakes. Okay? But due to their nations, they cannot understand their mistake. People try to rectify one mistake by making another mistake. All right. So how they rectify? They rectify with one mistake with another mistake. Okay, one mistake is another mistake. Okay, this reminds me about a person who had a tragic married life. He had a tragic married life. So what happened? He couldn't go on living with his wife. Okay, yeah, very tragic. I don't want to go into further details. So while he's having a tragic married life, he started to have a girlfriend outside. So then after that, one day he couldn't take his married life. He gave up. He divorced his wife. Then after that, in order to rectify that, he went and married his girlfriend. Okay, his girlfriend. And after he got married to the girlfriend, then what happened to the girlfriend? I think she outlived her. She's like, after married to her, I mean, in his married life, he suffered terribly. Then after he divorced his first wife, he married a second wife. She lived for maybe 2 years or something like that. Suddenly she got some dread disease and she died. Yeah. So he was thinking he want to come out of that suffering. So he went and looked for another girl, but that girl also gave her even more pain, right? So sometimes that's the thing. We try to rectify one mistake with another mistake. This is the way of struggle for existence in this material world. All right, struggle for existence. If one in this condition is advised to take Krishna consciousness and be happy, he does not accept such instruction. So that means those people are in this kind of situation, suffering, struggling. We go and tell them, why not take up Krishna consciousness and be happy? They usually do not take this, what they call, instruction. Then, now let's go to the next paragraph. How we keep maintain Krishna conscious longer? We seem spawn long heavy traffic. That's the thing. That's a question that here I'm going to answer, Mataji. So this verse is the place that is going to answer the question. How are we going to remain in this? Right. Now, so that's it. Now, in this Krishna conscious movement, being spread all over the world just to remedy this gross ignorance. Okay. So the Krishna conscious movement spread all over the world. For what? Because to remedy, that means to solve this gross ignorance. People in general are misled by blind leaders. There's another thing that we're having. We all got a blind leader. And the leader of human society. Okay, the leaders of human society, like the politician, philosophers, scientists, are blind because they are not Krishna conscious. According to Bhagavad Gita, because they are bereft of factual knowledge due to the atheistic way of life, they are actually sinful rascals and are always lowest among men. So sometimes when you see people, for them, these leaders, philosophers, or the scientists are considered God to them. All right, because in fact, in my family also, we have one person who worships scientists. For him, whatever scientists say is God sent. All right, because they are blind, because they are not Krishna conscious. All right, so we should understand. So because they are bereft of factual knowledge and due to the atheistic way, they are all sinful people. Okay, now, so let's look at this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Oh, no wonder lah. Okay, just let me reduce this. Right. Okay. So now let's look at this verse here. Okay. So in Bhagavad Gita 7.15, Namang duskritino mudaha prapatyante naradama Maya partanyana asuram bhavam ashritam. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish. So Krishna explained, those miscreants who are not ordinary fool, but grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake in atheistic nature of demon, Krishna says, do not surrender unto me. These are the people do not surrender to Krishna. Such people never surrender to Krishna. And they oppose the endeavor of those who wish to take Krishna's shelter. When such atheists become leader of the society, when these atheists become leader of society, the entire atmosphere is surcharged with nations. Nation means illusion. In such a condition, people do not become enthusiastic to receive this Krishna conscious movement. Just as a diseased person suffering from jaundice does not relish the taste of sugar candy. However, one must know that for jaundice, sugar candy is the only specific medicine. Similarly, in the present confused state of humanity, Krishna consciousness, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the only remedy for setting the world all right. If you want to set up the world back to a normal distinct, is the only remedy is chanting. Although Krishna consciousness may not be very palatable for diseased person, sometimes those who are having suffering, Krishna consciousness doesn't seem to be like very interesting. But Srila Rupa Goswami nonetheless advised that if one wants to be cured of this material disease, he must with great care and attention. Or must take it with great care and attention. One begins his treatment by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Because by chanting this holy name, the Lord, a person in the okay, that means wait a minute. Okay. Although Krishna consciousness may not be very palatable to diseased person, Rupa Goswami nonetheless advised that if one wants to be cured of this material disease, he must take with great care and attention. You must take it. All right, take to this thing. That means to Krishna consciousness. One begins his treatment. That means one begins his treatment by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because by chanting this holy name of the Lord, a person in this material condition will be relieved from misconception. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. He will be released from the misconception. Okay? That means misconception. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. That means cleaning the dust in the mirror. Avidya, a misconception about one's spiritual identity, provides a foundation of ahankar. Now, very nicely, Prabhupada explained. Right? So now, how do the false ego appears? Avidya. Avidya means a misconception. What misconception about one's spiritual identity, about your original identity? What it provides the foundation for ahankar. Okay, when we are misconception about this thing, and gives a basic for this false ego. False ego means the false identification. That is, I'm man, I'm Indian, I'm this and that. Okay. Then the real disease of the heart. Okay. The real disease is in the heart. Okay. The real disease is in the heart. If the mind is cleansed, however, if consciousness is cleansed, a person cannot be harmed. A person cannot be harmed by the material disease. Okay? So a real disease is in the heart. If the mind is cleansed, however, if consciousness is cleansed, a person cannot be harmed in material disease. So that's why we say, how the mind and how the, what they call, all right? Okay, let me highlight the mind. All right. Then how we say? So that's why when we are trying to chant, when we chant Hare Krishna, we are just purifying our mind. When we study, we are purifying our intelligence. If this thing is when we practice is both, the consciousness is cleansed. when these two happen, a person cannot be harmed by the material disease. He won't get the disease. So to cleanse the mind, Prabhupada explained, to cleanse the mind and the heart from all misconception, one should take to this chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is both easy and beneficial. It's easy and beneficial. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, one is immediately freed from all blazing fire of material existence. All right? So what he says, by chanting of the holy name of the Lord, when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one is immediately freed from blazing fire, okay, or material existence. So that's mentioned in Sikshastaka. In Sikshastaka, verse 1, okay, Cheto Darpana Marjanam Maha Davakni Nirvapanam Bhava. Okay, Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava. Maha Davakni means the great fire. The great fire of material existence. All right. Nirvapanam. Nirvapanam means will be extinguished. Okay, because we are all in the fire of material suffering. There are 3 stages of chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Okay, there are 3 stages in chanting. Okay, these are very important. Please pay attention. Anyway, try to. Is it too small? Should I make it big? All right. So I made it big. Okay. Now, okay, this is very important. So now let's look at it. There are 3 stages in chanting of the holy name of the Lord. First stage is what? Offensive style. Offensive. Okay. First stage is due from offensive. The second stage is lessening the offenses. Okay. And the third stage is pure stage. Okay. So we all must understand the 3 stages in chanting. Number 1 is first we start with offensive chanting. Then second stage is reducing the offenses chanting. And number 3, we go to the pure chanting. Okay. When a neophyte means what? When a new devotee, right? When a brand new person, okay, when a neophyte takes to the chanting, okay, of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he generally commits many offenses. It's very normal. Okay. And there are 10 basic offenses. Okay. And if one devotee avoids them, he can glimpse to the next stage. Isn't that very simple? Which situated, okay? So now let's look at this. So now, maybe later I'll share in the group. So the 10 offenses. So when we first start to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, okay, when we start to chant the mantra, we generally commit many offenses. Okay, so far so good. If you are following me, please put a thumbs up. All right. So, all right. So that means we know. So then we start with offenses. So how we offend? Okay, it's very normal. We start with offense because we are still young. We are still brand new. So we start with offenses. So let's look. What are the offenses in chanting? Number 1, to blaspheme the devotee who have dedicated their life of propagating the holy name of the Lord. When you see a devotee who have dedicated his life in service of Krishna to encourage many people to take up this bhakti, offending that devotee or making fun or making a blasphemous remark on that devotee is the most dangerous. All right, to blaspheme a devotee who has dedicated his life. Okay, that's a very first offense. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. That's the second offense. Okay, so like sometimes like there's one movement like Divine Life Society, they have one song. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Rakshamam. They sing. In between, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That means they equal. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they equal with the name of Ganesh, equal with the name of Lord Shiva, equal with the name of Lord Brahma or Kartikeya. It's a second offense, right? To consider, just another name is a second offense. Number 3, to disobey the orders of spiritual master is a third offense. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scripture or scripture in pursuance of to the Vedic version. All right, sometimes when we criticize, all right, the Bhagavad Gita and all this, all right, it's a fourth offense. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Right? Imagination. Anyway, I feel good. Just imagine. It's a fifth offense. Number 6, to give some interpretation of the holy name of the Lord. I mean, there is an interpretation of the holy name, but simply people give a very concocted interpretation. That is the 6th offense. Number 7, to commit sinful activity on the strength of the holy name. We know, I think we have read that before. So, right? They're called elephant baths. Okay, I think in the first or second chapter, was it here? Yeah. We studied about that elephant bath. After elephant taking a good bath, then come out, take the sand and put on the head. Right? So they call atonement. So that means it's useless. It's a sin. That thing that because Hare Krishna mantra is so purifying. Okay, I do the sin and I go back and chant Hare Krishna. Everything will be fine. No. To commit sinful activity on the strength of holy name is a 7th offense. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activity which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activity, karma kanda. That means what? Oh, I chant Hare Krishna because by chant Hare Krishna, I'm one name of Krishna equal to 3,000 names of Vishnu. That means I know all the Venkatachalapati names there. So when I chant Hare Krishna, I get all the material benefit, like karma kanda. It's the 8th offense. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. When you see the person is don't have faith, but you're going to try to instruct him, come on, he says 9th offense. Number 10, to not to have complete faith in the chanting. All right, and maintain material attachment. So we don't have a complete faith in the chanting, and after that you maintain your material attachment even after understanding so many instruction on this matter. After listening so many instruction, still we don't change. It is also an offense to be inattentive while we are chanting. I mean, when we chant, we are not attentive. We are chanting looking at computer, we are chanting driving, we are chanting watching Facebook, we are chanting listening to the music. All right, even when sometimes when we chant, we should not even put our, like some people put that Prabhupada japa, Prabhupada chanting box, they put one side and they thought they want to chant along with Prabhupada. It's also not recommended. Your chanting is your own personal thing, right? So every duty, okay. So these are the 10 offenses in the chanting. Okay. Number 2. Offense number 2. Offense number 2 means to consider the names of demigods. That means, like for instance, we are trying to equal the name of Lord Shiva, the name of Lord Brahma, all same. You know, they say everybody same, all God is same, right? So we try to make everything same with the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a second offense. Okay. So that means Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a Maha Mantra. It is authentic. We cannot see it is just like we start to think the king and the ordinary citizen are equal. Can that happen? The king is always a king. The ordinary citizen is always an ordinary citizen. All right. So suddenly we see the king and we don't have protocol. We just go tell the king, hey, Sultan, Agong, you and the normal citizen are equal. So why? We cannot even do that, right? So that's the thing. So it's offense. But now the question is, I am not in the situation of how am I supposed to do it? You know, like for instance, you still do all this offense. Oh, I better rather don't chant. No, no. We all will start to begin that way. The offenses, okay, just to for you to get this Maha Mantra, it's your greatest boon in your existence. You have born in this material billions and trillions of times. And today you got this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra means you are considered the most, what they call, fortunate one. Okay. Now, in order to perfect in this mantra, there's 10 little offenses. That's all. Right? But when are you going to follow? Just like a child, when the child is growing up, All right. When the child takes your purse and hide it, when the child takes your purse and hide it, then after that you look and say, oh, you taken a baby, don't la baby, you know, just kuchu like that. But once the child turn into teenager and take your wallet, what will happen? Right? So like that. So there's a big difference. Similarly, when we are engaged in this Krishna consciousness, first we start in that way. It's a baby step. Right? You start with offense. But that's why we say, avidya, you're having that. So you have to take it. You know, sometimes you take the very nice sweet and put in your tongue when you have jaundice. What do? You spit. Say one very expensive sweet or maluka honey, which is so expensive. All right, maybe just small one tiny can cost you 30, 40, 50 ringgit, the first class honey. And I heard they make it into crystallized, make it into a sugar, make it into like a candy sweet, you can put in your mouth, or you can dilute it. The one tiny droplet, I think, can cost you around 30, 40 bucks. All right? When you take that honey and put in your mouth, but suddenly because of your severe, what they call, condition, the disease condition, you put in your mouth, oh, cannot on it, you spit it away. It's okay. But again, you put it, right? Even that honey you cannot taste. It's normal. But you have to go on taking it every day, right? So while we are doing step by step, slowly but surely by the mercy of Krishna and the devotees. That's why when you are a new devotee, you should come and you must come and associate with devotees. You can't do this by yourself. No? So by doing this one by one, so what happened? You start to come out of the offensive stage. So what happened? You are lessening your offenses. Okay? So that means you start to understand your situation. What you're doing is you are lessening your offenses. Okay, your offenses is getting reduced because you're getting more and more matured. All right. So now, so there are 10 basic offenses. If the devotee avoids this, he can glimpse to the next stage. When he can go to the next stage, which is situated between the offenses stage and the pure chanting. Okay. When one attains to the pure stage, he is immediately liberated. Right? Once he comes to the pure stage, he is immediately liberated. This is called Bhava Mahadavakni Nirvapanam. When one is, okay, there's the verse that I just said just now, right? When one is liberating from the blazing fire of material existence, he can relish the taste of transcendental life. He can relish the taste of, yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Vaishnava Kripa, Prabhu. Vaishnava Kripa, Prabhu.
Prabhu, the middle stage is called Namabas.
Yes, Namabas, correct.
What is the meaning of Namabas, Prabhu?
when we look in our South Indian sense, I mean, understanding is, we also don't understand.
Yeah.
Because I know you're talking about Abasa, right?
Yeah.
Abasa means it's offensive.
But that is first stage. The meaning of Namabas, what do you mean by Namabas? I'm not able to get it at all.
Clearing stage. Clearing the offense.
But what's the word bas? What do you mean by bas, Prabhu?
That's the thing, Prabhu. That's why say I know what I know your question. Because when I read that, I say Namabas. You say when you look according to our Tamil language, Namabas means it's offensive. Abasam, Nama Abasam. It's a very offensive stage.
Yeah.
But here Namabas means it's clearing stage. That's why in Sanskrit and Tamil or Malayali sometimes can be opposite.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. So Namabas. Namabas means, that means it's a clearing stage. That means now you go into one house, you saw the house is overgrown with all these bushes. Now you're clearing the bush. All right, Namabas. Anyway. So liberated from the blazing fire of the thing, relish the transcendental life. But sometimes, my dear Prabhus and mothers, let me tell you, even I'm talking based on my own experience, I still haven't got any taste in chanting yet. I don't know what offenses I've done. Or maybe, but the only thing that we can do is just go on pushing our chanting. All right. Sometimes I wake up very early in the morning, at 2 o'clock, and I start to chant and listen. But of course, the taste, I'll get it. The kind of happiness, I will get it. If you don't have the happiness, you don't have the taste, of course, you won't remain here. But to come to that liberated stage, the pure stage, where the word Krishna is like honey to your tongue. Sometimes we need to take a honey and put in the mouth to relish it. But the word Krishna, when you just say the word Krishna, the honey start to come out from your tongue. All right? What they call extract. The honey is extracting from your tongue. What is that extracting, right? The past is what they call, Prabhu, in medical term, secretion. The honey start to secrete. The secretion will start to happen in your tongue. Your tongue start to produce honey. That is the thing. You come to that pure chanting. So we should all aspire for that. Okay. Oh yes, Prabhu. Right. So when you think 16 rounds not enough, you must understand, Prabhu, Chong Prabhu, 16 is minimum. You should aspire to go more. Right? 16 is just a bare minimum. Okay. You should try to go 32. Try to do double it if possible. Okay. Of course, when I say that, it's try. No harm trying. Today is Saturday, right? You don't have work to do. Try double the chanting and see how it feels. Right? And those like Regina Mataji, our school holiday, try to double your chanting, make it 32. Right? And those who are chanting 32, try to add on another 16, 48. And those who are chanting
Prabhu,
40.
we break and chant, let's say 16 and at 16 later. Okay, right?
Definitely. No problem. You try to do 4 installment, Mataji, 16 in the morning, 16 in the afternoon, 16 now. You can try.
Okay.
Until you come to one level, Mataji, you can finish 16 rounds in one sitting. In one sitting, 16 rounds, then you take a break. Then second round, you take 16 in one round. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, do you experience like that? 16 in one sitting?
I do non-stop.
64 in one sitting, is it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Like when I do Prabhu, I'll take 16. I will take, then I take 5-10 minutes. Get up, stretch my leg, go to the washroom, drink water, then come back, do another 16. Then get up, stretch my leg, come back and do 16. Wow, but when you can do 16 in one go, it's fantastic. So, like that. So, it is something which is possible for everyone. But how we can do it? By the association of devotee. I'm inspired by Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu. Okay? Since we are all devotees here who are studying something very deep into this devotional service, so we can discuss about this. But of course, it is not good to discuss the amount of numbers you chant outside. Okay? So, we always try to attempt to go more. Until you come to that one level, 16 seems to be like nothing. You chant 16 rounds, so what? 16, yeah, 16, not enough. You go more, right? So, formally, I struggle to chant 4 rounds, 16 rounds, so I break it up. Then after that, I go into 8 rounds, break it up. Then I go to 16, one shot, all right? Then now 16 in one sitting. Then after that, slowly I grow up, make it to 32 in one sitting, right? Then you go to 48, but you break it up, okay? Then you go to 64, you break it up, and 64 in one sitting. Then until you get so addicted and you get so much in love for the chanting of the holy name, right? And you don't want to be disturbed by anything, you usually sometimes some or other inspire you to wake up very early in the morning. Early in the morning. That means like Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu wakes up at midnight, 12 o'clock, and he go on chanting until 6 in the morning, because that gives you so much of pleasure. So that is what. So that is the standard that we should all aspire to go. But of course, now we cannot be artificial. All right, we cannot be artificial. So the mistake that I am doing is, I wake up at 2 o'clock and I continue chanting until 5. Then after that, I just think take a half an hour break. I think, why not? I just go to sleep for half an hour, just a nap. That's it. Like what happened today, today. Then I wrote in journal so many times. When I do my japa, I don't want to take a nap, and I still make the same mistake again. So what happened? At 5 o'clock, I completed my japa. I want to take a half an hour break before I do my Mangala Arati. When I took a half an hour break, suddenly I got up at 8:30, body all shivering. 8:30 in the morning. 5:30, I just supposed to take half an hour. Then I say, oh my God, another half an hour, we're going to supposed to start the class. Run, clunk, come out, take my bath, put tilak, get ready. And I come and see the computer was not increasing. Clunk up, all run. So that's it. Right? So we have to write in the journal so we don't make that mistake again. So when you do this early morning japa, don't take a break. And of course, if you can do it, only you do. Don't be artificial. But if you think you want to try, why not? No harm trying. Just give a try. No harm trying. Right? Because chanting early in the morning is very powerful. Sometimes your mind also can be very agitated. Your mind will think, like today, what I realized, I was just thinking, okay, just chant. Suddenly, I think I need to extend my kitchen. No, I want to put my garden. I want to put a tiles there so I can walk and chant every day. Then what chant. Then suddenly, I think I should pull so my mind is going haywire. Even chanting early in the morning. So I was just thinking, how am I supposed to renovate my house? Should I do in front? Should I do at the side? See, all this mind is so disturbed, so much of conditioning, avidya. So that was the thing that I was meditating this morning. So much of avidya. You want to concentrate, your mind goes out of control. You want to concentrate, your mind will start to think something else. When your mind is free, it doesn't think anything. But when you chant, only your mind start to think. Right? So that's the thing. So doesn't matter at what time, at what circumstance you're going to chant, it doesn't matter at all. But must chant. So the question answering to this Rusan Chang Mataji's question, right? She said that she asked that question. Maintain Krishna conscious longer, we see spawn habit trap in Krishna Maya. So the only thing trapped in Krishna's Maya means we are in ignorance, avidya. Okay, Rusan Mataji, we are in avidya. Avidya means we are in ignorance. The ignorance is identifying our body, identifying our environment, identifying our situation. I am this body, I am a Chinese, I am a lady, I am this, that's my family, and this is the country, and this is my culture. All these things are there, avidya. So in order to come out from this avidya, you cannot come out from this artificial means, right? We cannot say, okay, now I'm already start to join Hare Krishna. So now onwards, I believe I'm not this body. No, that is only something, the knowledge that you have acquired. That is the reasoning that you can think about yourself. But deep in your heart, you're not convinced with that conviction. Right? So what are you going to do? You can think about it, but you can't practice it. So in order for you to change, the change should happen from your heart. What Prabhupada says. From the heart, the changes should start. Because there, the soul is residing. And the soul is residing in the form of consciousness. So when we start to change our heart is so hard, H-A-R-D, so crass, very crass. So we need to melt our heart. So in order to melt our heart, we cannot melt it with all this little normal kind of medicine. We need to have that Maha Mantra, the supreme medicine. It's just like a big dynamite that goes and put in your heart and explode all the heart covering. And after that, your heart start to melt. So when your heart start to melt, when you chant Hare Krishna, when your heart start to melt, the consciousness start to change, and you can remain in Krishna consciousness for this thing, right? So longer. So it's not the matter how you're going to maintain it longer. Because one thing, Rusan Chang Mataji, you have taken the bait. Krishna was sitting and fishing. He put the hook, waiting. Suddenly you took the hook. You think Krishna going to let you go? Never. You're already taken the hook. Krishna will somehow or other will pull you back. Now you start to see a lot of wonderful things start to happen. In fact, I'm telling this to every devotee. All right? you start to see so many wonderful things start to happen. Krishna will send one by one representatives to convince you. Now you're here. Then again, Krishna is going to send some devotees to you to convince you further. Then after that, you're going to see it's not the only journey, right? Like myself, I started off with one devotee. Then after the one after one after one after one after one after one after, right? After sending the last, the last that Krishna sent was Pran Govinda Prabhu from Alachua, USA. All right, but in between now, I'm reading some books from other Vaishnava devotees, and there's another. So Krishna will keep sending his representative, right? Until you are convinced to go back home, back to Godhead. All right? Say like a prodigy son. Just give me a second. Huh? My background is very easy. All right. Say like the prodigy son. Okay, the prodigy son is the story in Bible. The son became very upset with the father and left the house. Will go far away. The father will be always wondering, where's my son? My son. Then what happened? He sent his people. Go and check on him. All right? He just sent one person. He go check. Okay, how? Okay, now. Okay, this thing. Okay, now I send another person. Another person will come back to your father. Why are you like this? You don't come, you come, father, get out. Then you come back and give report. No, sir, your son is still very adamant. Okay, you go. Get another person now. You go and talk to him. All right? So he sent person after person as how comes up, was sending demon after demon to kill Krishna. First he sent this one, then he sent that one, then he sent Putana, then he said Dhanvanta. So like that, he will keep sending one by one. Like that, Krishna will be sending one by one representative of him in the form of devotee, in the form of spiritual master, even sometimes in the form of environment. All right? Like for instance, when I was so convinced to become a devotee after seeing some death and all these things. So even Krishna sent the death. Wow, look at that. Oh my God. That's it. I don't want this kind of life. All right? Or this kind of suffering, this kind of environment. You know? So like that, oh, now I realize. So he start to send all these things to some or other, convince you to take up. So don't worry, Rusan Mataji. You are in the right path. All right? So there's nothing. And at first 16 rounds become proud. Yes. Satisfactory, but after some time and without discourses, we can see rascal to myself, Avidya, Prabhuji. Let me tell you honestly, maybe Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu can check on me whether I'm telling the right thing or not. 16 rounds, it's nothing. Okay.
Yes, yes, true.
But for a beginner, 16 rounds is everything. Imagine
what you're telling is true, Prabhu. 16 rounds is just like something, just a few, 1 or 2 rounds a day.
Huh? Yeah. Imagine when you chant 5 rounds, you chant 10 rounds. Imagine. For a beginner, 16 rounds is everything. But once you begin, 16 rounds is nothing. What do you think, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu?
As you say, in the beginning, it was a bit difficult, very difficult. But later, it becomes a bit easier.
So how do you feel when you chant only 16 rounds? How do you feel, Prabhu?
I mean, for me, I'm so old, I feel it's not enough. No?
I mean, whether you're old or young, 16 rounds is definitely enough, Prabhu. You know?
Yeah, but it's not enough.
Like you know, when people were chanting that much, when you chant 16 rounds, it's as though you chant only 4 rounds. Or some maybe you feel like only chanted 1 round. Okay. So like that. So that means he says. So we have to think about it. Because other than this, there's no other way. Krishna have already set his mind. You have taken the hook. Some or other Krishna will bring you back home, back to Godhead. And Krishna will send all the representative. For me, to chant 16 rounds itself so hard. In fact, I used to ask, I remember asked this, one of Prabhupada's first disciple. What is his name? Gargamani Das. All right. And before that, I met this Bhavananda. No, Gargamani's older brother. What is his name? Gargamani. You know Gargamani, right? One of Prabhupada, the first person to become full-time, joined Prabhupada. You know, in 1969, when 67, they played that Thompson Square, you see that Gargamuni will be dancing, right? So once I asked him, Prabhu, is it that we need to chant 16 rounds? You know, what happened if we can't? You know, because we are very busy with our life, our seva and everything, we cannot what to do, Prabhu. And he just said one word, Prabhu, do you take bath every day? Yes, Prabhu. Do you eat every day? Yes, Prabhu. Do you go to toilet every day? Yes, Prabhu. Can you stop doing it? I don't think so, Prabhu. Then don't stop chanting. Oh, he was talking very nicely. Then he said, then don't stop chanting. Nothing in this three world can stop you, can at least to stop you from not chanting your mantra daily. Right? I said, but there's no but. If you don't chant, don't eat. If you can't finish your round, don't even go to bed. Right? So that was his instruction. All right. But of course, those were these things. But what I'm saying is, because other than this chanting, nothing can save you. Now you know the external material world, Tatastha Shakti, is so beautiful. But the internal Shakti of Krishna, the spiritual world, is even going to be unbelievable. Even the greatest of the greatest poets still can't describe the beauty of Goloka. They can't even describe the beauty of Krishna. They can't describe the beauty of Radharani and all the gopis, sakis, and manjaris. Right? Huh? Even the Venu Gita. Venu Gita means the glories of the flute that Krishna is playing. Even the flute, the way they glorify. Oh my God! You see, you know, it is in Gita Gopi Git. Was it Gopi Git? Gita. Anyway, it's a very confidential book. So in that book, it says they are doing comparing. You know, the comparison is like the bamboo is boasting. You know what? I am the king of all plants. Because there is so many plants out there, like tulsi, like banyan and banyan tree, and all these kind of things. And do you know, we are the most fortunate one. Because Krishna take my kind, poke a hole, and put into his lips and start to blow his air through our being. You know, so that's one of that philosophy. You know what they call? It's one of the what they call the way that the poets started. It's so beautiful. You can never see the Krishna's three bandha. That means the way that he bent his body, three bent, right? And the way that he hugs. And his eyes, Pundarikaksha. His lips, Bimba, right? His neck look like a conch shell. You know, his chest, right? And his navel, his hands, his legs, and even his toenails. Every part, every inch of Krishna's body, it is so much glorified, right? So imagine that, and you only can relish that if you just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Durena yavaram karma. In Bhagavad Gita says, throw all your abominable activity far, far away by practicing bhakti. In that purified consciousness, surrender unto me, Krishna said. So how we can understand that? So we are throwing away all our bad karma activity far, far away. Durena yavaram, durena, durama, duram, far, far. Durena, throw all our bad karma. Right? By chanting the Hare Krishna Maha. Because the chanting is, the Maha Mantra is chanting for cleansing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Once you see, you throw everything. Once you're pure, that's when you start to get a clear glimpse of Krishna. Right? But until then, Krishna is just watching you. Don't worry. Hey, I still cannot get the taste. It's okay. But don't chant less than 16 rounds. That's a mandatory. Don't expect doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result is called insanity. All right, when you want to get a different result, you have to act differently. When you want to get the Krishna Bhakti, you have to do 16 rounds. Don't give any more excuses. My work, my commitment, my job, right? And my this and that. Nothing matters. Because all the thing other than japa is atyaha, endeavoring, which is not going to last. It's just an attempt which is going to perish. Right? So I cannot chant because I need to cook. Yeah, the cook, after you cook, the person eat, finish. So what? So what have you achieved by that? Oh, no, I have to do this. No, because my family. No, I understand. You have to cook for your family, your commitment is there. You have to cook for the Lord, your commitment is there. Yes, fair enough. But what is that commitment towards yourself? What is that commitment? You know, when you take a flight, you know, when you are, I believe all of you have experienced flying. When you go into the plane, you know, when the stewardess will explain to you, right? How to put this, how to put that. You know, at one point you'll say, when there's a low oxygen pressure, the oxygen cap will fall, drop down. What do you need to do? You take the oxygen cap and put it on yourself first. You put on your oxygen cap on yourself. Then you put it on your beloved. You cannot say, oh, I love my son so much. I love my daughter so much. So I must put the oxygen cap for her first. Cannot. You must put for yourself first. Save yourself first. Then you think about saving others. So similarly, no matter what your commitment towards others, your family, even deity worship, whatever commitment, your seva commitment, everything, never compromise your chanting. Never compromise your chanting. The chanting is your own purification. Other than that, whatever things you do, it's just, yes, done, so what? But your chanting carries weight. At least you can chisel out a small, what they call chisel out a small pebble. You are like a stone. If you could just chisel out one small pebble, it's worth the attempt. Maybe the entire 16th round, you only can chip one pebble, one stone from your body, because you're so hardened. It's worth it, right? Rather than not chip it off. All right. So that's the thing. So in conclusion, in order to get freed from material disease, all right, that's the conclusion Prabhupada says. In order to release from the material disease, one must take the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That's it. Hare Krishna, the Krishna conscious movement, especially meant for creating atmosphere in which people can take to the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. One must begin with faith. Yesterday we discussed about that. Faith. We start with the faith. And when the faith is increased in chanting, a person can become a member of the society. Right? So the member of the society of Krishna consciousness, if you are in ISKCON, you are a member of the society, means you are the chanter. Yes or not? If you are a swimmer, then only you can join the swimming club. You don't know how to swim and join the swimming club for what? Hey, can I join you the swimming club? Like in Ipoh, we have Kinta swimming club. Can I join? Yes, can. Why not? Do you know how to swim? No. Do you want to learn to swim? No. Then why you want to join the club? I just joined only. Like that, there are so many devotees here. So many devotees in our society are calling themselves devotee but not chanting Hare Krishna. I am telling you all this because you are studying Nectar of Instruction. You are no more in a kindergarten level studying Gita Gyan. We are already passed through that. You are somehow or other convinced. You are evolving to the next level. Now, when we go to Nectar of Devotion, the subject is going to be even more heavier. Then we go to Srimad Bhagavatam, it's going to be even heavier. Chaitanya Charitamrita, you don't need to tell. Right? If you're a person who's not a devotee, they really won't, they can't take it. All right, it's that heavy. All right. So this is the step one, Nectar of Instruction. Right? So like this. So we must have the faith. And with that faith, we have is increased by chanting. The faith will increase. If you chant 2 rounds, your faith is at the 2 round chanting. If you chant 10 rounds, your faith increased to 10 rounds. If you chant 16 rounds, your faith is 16 rounds. If you chant 32 rounds, your faith there. If you chant 64 rounds, it's there. 64 rounds is equivalent to 100,000 names of Vishnu. No, 100,000 names. 16 rounds is 1,724 names, right? Hare Krishna, 16, right? 16 times 100, 8 times 16 is 1728. So 1728 is 16 rounds times by one round. So times by 64. It comes to 110,000 names of Krishna, right? 6,000, 64 rounds is equivalent to 6,700 mantras. 6,700 times 16, you get 110,000. 1 lakh name, right? So it depends. So once you're there, so you only can increase when your faith increases. Yes or not? Now your pocket only have that much, you only can afford Kanchil when you after graduate. Then slowly you work, you get more money, and then from Kanchil, you upgrade to Saga. Then work, you make some money. Then from Saga, you upgrade to maybe Vios. Then you work, then from there you upgrade to Honda, you go to Camry, or you go to bigger car. So your affordability depends on your district. So you only upgrade if you can afford it. So that means you can only upgrade your japa once your faith increases. Stick to the round of mantra that you're going to chant on a daily basis. If you're going to chant that 16 rounds, stick to that 16 rounds. Nothing less. Right? And by hook or crook, chant your 16 rounds. Either you're going to chant in installment, maybe morning 2, 8 installment, or you're going to chant in 1 sitting, or you're going to chant in 4 sittings. Doesn't matter how. Even you can chant with attentive or without attentive. Even at last minute, you are so sleepy and you suddenly, oh my God, another got 2 rounds. At least do that. At least do that. Yeah. Oh, I must have that. Why? No, it's okay. It's offensive. At least you do that. But make your 16 rounds no matter what. Any of you have experienced that? I have done that. So you have to go to bed. Hey, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, like a machine gun. It's okay. Keep to your commitment. Keep to your commitment. So no matter what. We are sending Sankirtan parties all over the world. And they are experiencing that even the remotest part of the world, where there's no knowledge of Krishna, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra attracts thousands of men in our camp. They have also seen. So when we go and chant, even to the part of the world, there's no Krishna, there's no culture, but the Hare Krishna mantra attracts them. In some areas, people begin to imitate the devotees by shaving their heads and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra daily. Only few days after hearing the mantra. These may be imitative. These can be fake because they're imitating. But imitation is good. Imitation is good thing is desired. Of a good thing is desired. You are imitating something good. If you're just simply going to fake yourself to chant 16 rounds, it's okay. Imitate. Right? Even your chanting is not good. Even your chanting is machine gun chanting. Even you cannot chant on the japa, you are chanting on the clicker. It's okay. All right, I think, oh, I cannot drive. Okay, I'm driving. Always I'm stuck on the road for what? 2 hours. Therefore, I'm going to use the clicker and chant while driving. It's okay. Do it. Okay, I'm just going to sleep and chant. It's okay. But make sure you take whatever number, divide by 16, divide by 108. You get what number? You make sure you put it there. I have done my 16. No matter what. Hook or crook. Imitate. Fake it. Pretend on it. All right. Anything to do pretending for Krishna, faking it for Krishna, imitating for Krishna is still Krishna consciousness. All right. We will study that in Nectar of Devotion. Any habit that we see is not good in this world, it is good in spiritual world. So some imitators gradually become interested. You imitate, pretend, gradually become interested of being initiated by the spiritual master and offer themselves for initiation. There's one guy, big time drug pusher. Right? Police was chasing him. Then chase. Then suddenly, just to escape the police, he joined the Hare Krishna party and followed the party and went to the temple. Then everybody thought, oh, new devotee, you join us? Yes, because just to escape the police. Right. So now he said, now first thing what do you need to do? First thing, wake up in the morning and we have to do. Wake up at what time? 4. 4? I was thinking, I've not waken up at 4. So he's thinking, if I go out, the police is going to catch me. He's a drug pusher, ringleader. just to escape, he wake up in the 4 in the morning. And after he wake up in the 4, and they ask him to go around a plant. Say, what? Go around a plant? Tulsi. Oh my God. And this is not during Prabhupada's time, huh? Those it. He just got up early in the morning, just go around the plant, clapping the head. What is this? What kind of temple? What kind of prayer? You go around a plant. Right? Then sit in the front. Then after that, they give you a beads. Now, chant this mantra. What mantra? Chant Hare Krishna. Then he was thinking, oh my God, wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, and then also has to take a cold bath, then go around a plant and sit down with his beads. All right? And chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then he follows him. Then everybody thought, oh, he went into ecstasy. Then wake him up. He said, okay. Then he said, okay, now what are you going to do? He said, the next day, that's it. After that, after the thing all finished, they say, okay, come, let's go. Go where? This the books, let's go distribute. I said, oh my God. Then he said, okay, if I distribute books, if I do salesmanship, if I make a lot of money, I can ask, can I wake up a little late or something like that? So he went out, distribute books, and he makes so much money. He said, oh, everybody said, oh, the doctor did very well, very bold, good. The next day, sharp 3:30, they wake him up. Yesterday I distribute books. So what? Do I need to wake up early? Yes. Wake up, go there, go around the plant and sit and chant, eat a little food and go until one day he can't take it. He can't take it, right? He can't take it anymore. He was imitating, right? And after that, he was thought of running away. Then when he thought of running away, then suddenly one policeman brought someone, a person said, can you take care of him, give him food? Then he got scared, he just kept saying that eventually that person, he really couldn't take it, right? He went and meet the president. He told the president, you know, sir, I am not joined here just for the sake of it. I was a drug pusher and I tried to escape from the police. That's why I came here. He said, huh? So I need to confess, I can't take this anymore. For last 6 months, waking up 4 o'clock in the morning, taking a cold bath, going around a plant, sit and chant. What a life! Okay, then I have to call the police to say, okay, go for it. Then he called the police. The policeman came, caught him, sent him to the district. So when he went to the court, proceed. This real life story here. Take him to the court. And you know what? And the judge said, so why did you surrender first of all? Oh, Mr. Judge, I can't take these guys. Say, why? They asked me to wake up 3:30 in the morning. Then take a cold bath. Doesn't matter it's winter or summer. Take a cold bath. Then after that, I have to wear what they call a bed sheet around me. And I need to go around a plant. I have to go around a plant. I think many times I have to go around the plant. And at 4:30, I have to sit down. Then they give me a beads and they ask me to say some mantra. Then they give me a little food to eat. Then they drag me out to go to sell books. I can't take it. And the judge said, well, okay. So therefore, looking at all these things, all right, no harm done. You are released. I said, you see what? Then everybody said, he's supposed to go to jail. I said, then Hare Krishna was a good jail. he had enough. Free to go. Then after that, that devotee became so distinct. Then after he came out, he started to think about it. Because he already practiced here for almost 10 months. Then he said, wake up in the morning, chanting. Hey, how come there's no distinct? And he started to realize. Then he came back, he surrendered himself again. And now today is one of the sannyas. All right, such a great devotee. I forgot his name because I heard the name from his story I heard from what do you call? The young boy preacher, very good preacher from US. What is his name? I'm forgetting too many things. Can anyone remember the young boy preaching? Very good preacher from US. Anyway, I can't recall.
Indian boy, Babu.
Yeah, Indian boy.
Amarendra.
Amarendra does, yes. Amarendra, yes. He's the one. He's the one who shared the story. Very inspiring. Right? Okay. Now we are at the last two paragraphs. If one is sincere, what happened? If he is sincere, okay, he is sincere, he is initiated. Right? So once you're this thing, you're very sincere, you can consider initiation. In this stage is called Bhajana Kriya. All right. One then actually engage in the service of the Lord regularly, chanting the Hare Krishna. That means engage in the service of the Lord by regularly chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 16 rounds daily. That's the first step. So you have to chant 16 rounds daily of the Maha Mantra. Then after that, you have to follow some rules. What are the first rule is? Refraining from illicit sex. It's very important. Stay away from illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and also gambling. So by Bhajana Kriya, that means but through the Bhajana Kriya, one attains freedom from what? From the contamination. Freedom from the contamination of materialistic life. Because you don't have any bad habit anymore. He no longer goes to a restaurant or a hotel to taste so-called palatable dish made with meat and onions. Okay, we won't eat that kind of food anymore. Nor does he care smoke to drink tea or coffee. He's not only refrain from illicit sex, but avoid sex life entirely sometimes. When they become brahmachari. Nor is he interested in wasting his time, wasting his time speculating on gambling. All right, he's not interested. All right, he's not interested in wasting his time in speculating or gambling. In this way, it is understood that one becomes cleansed. We understand the person is cleansed of unwanted things. Anartha nivritti. Anartha means unwanted. Nivritti means removing. Right? Anartha or vanquish when one becomes attached to Krishna conscious movement. When a person is released from unwanted things, now what happened? When a person becomes released from unwanted, all right, relief from unwanted things, he becomes fixed in executing his Krishna activity. Indeed, he becomes attached to such activity and experience ecstasy in executing devotional service. This is called bhava. Bhava means ecstasy. Okay, the preliminary awakening. Okay, it's only a preliminary awakening of dormant love of Godhead. Right? Thus, the conditioned soul becomes free from material existence. Okay, becomes free and loses interest in bodily concept of life, including material opulence, material knowledge, material attraction of all varieties. At such time, one can understand who is Supreme Personality Godhead and what is Maya. That's when we can start to understand. Although Maya may be present, even Maya can be present, but it cannot disturb a devotee once he attains to the level of bhava. So every devotee have to aspire to reach to the level of bhava in this very birth itself, right? See, after so many years, I always think how to attain bhava. What is bhava like? But now I understand that it can be achieved in this very birth itself by the mercy of Guru, Vaishnava, and Krishna. Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnava. And how we can achieve that? By scrutinizingly study the work of Rupa Goswami. The bhava is possible. All right. So the bhava means it's ecstatic feeling. All right. So once we go into this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we got 4 waves, 4 oceans. In each ocean has 4 waves, and some have got 5. So like that, we're going to understand the thing, because this is going to be coming to an end. So maybe next we're going to start that. This is because devotee can see the real position of Maya. Maya means what? Forgetfulness of Krishna, that's it. And forgetfulness of Krishna and Krishna consciousness stand side by side. Okay? Forgetfulness of Krishna and Krishna stand by step by step as the light and the shadow. The light is Krishna conscious, forgetting Krishna conscious is the shadow. It is just like sometimes we go into amnesia. So sometimes we get a hard knock on the head, we forget everything. Right? So like that. If one remains in shadow, Prabhupada says, one cannot enjoy the facility offered in the light. All right, when I always remain in the shadow, you cannot enjoy the facility in the light. And if one remains in light, he cannot be disturbed in darkness of shadow. By taking Krishna consciousness, one gradually becomes liberated and remains in light. Indeed, it does not even touch the darkness. All right. He cannot even gradually becomes liberated, right? Indeed, he does not even touch the darkness. It's confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22.31. Krishna, Surya Sama, Maya Haya, Adaka, Yohan Krishna, Tohan Nahi, Mayara Adika. Krishna is compared to sunshine. Krishna, Surya Sama, exactly like Surya. Same. Same Sama means same. Sama Sama. Right? Maya, Haya Adakara. Maya is compared to darkness. Krishna is sun, Maya is Adakara. Adakara means darkness. Whenever there's a sunshine, Yahan Krishna, whenever there's a sunshine, okay, there cannot be darkness. Whenever there's Krishna, there's no darkness. Yahan Krishna, Tahan Nahi. Nahi means Tahan Nahi. Nahi means no. No. Nahi. In Hindi, we call Nehi. Nehi. Right? Nehi. But in Bengal, Nahi. Tahan Nahi. Maya. Mayara. So there is no Maya and Adhikara. Adhikara means what? Adhikara means illusion. Okay? Maya, Haya, Adhikara. Adhikara, Adhikara. So illusion. So it means as soon as when there's sunshine, there cannot be darkness. Whenever one takes to Krishna consciousness, the darkness of illusion, Nahi, the influence of the external energy will vanish immediately. With that, we end the session, the beautiful session. So we understand now we have how we should worship our spiritual master and all. We respect the devotees yesterday. And today we have studied about how this Krishna, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is very important in this practice. So Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is basically trying to save yourself, and you should keep your mind and in order to do it, no matter what. Nothing can stop you. Nothing should discourage you from not chanting your Maha Mantra. Nothing, even your temple service, even your commitment to others, whatever commitment, reduce that commitment at least to 2 hours. And make sure japa, japa, japa. So tomorrow we're going to study on this. We're going to study of what? The essence of all advice. The essence. So now we are listening to all the advice. What is the essence of all advice? All right. It's going to be number 8. Okay. It's not going to be a long verse. Our purport is a short purport. All right. So we're going to study about the essence of all verse. Then after that, after 8, then we're going to 9. Okay. Now we're going to understand about what type of varieties of spiritual place. What is the most supreme? It's also short verses. And 11. So now I want to ask you, will it be okay if we can do 8, what they call, tonight? Is it okay? Will it be fine? Today we did 8, right? 7, we did 7. So is it possible for us to do 8 tonight? Okay, that's the first question. 8 tonight and 8 tonight, and tomorrow we can do 9 and 10. Tomorrow we do 9, 10 and 11. Okay, we try to combine. Sunday evening, Sunday morning we got a Sunday program. Sunday evening we can do 9, 10, 11. So we can finish the course by Sunday. So tomorrow we do, tonight we do 8. I think it's going to, we do 8, 9. I think because both are short, 8, 9. Tomorrow evening we do 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. If it's possible, please comment in the group. On Monday, Monday morning, I won't be doing class because my daughter is having a last paper, SPM, biology, last paper. So I need to send her to school. So Sunday, this thing. Then once we are done on Tuesday, we're going to start our next session. If we can complete by this thing, we're going to start the next session. So the next session, as we discussed, we had put one option. Oh, great, Prabhu. So one option is what do you call what Bhaktya Loka. Okay, the commentary on verse 2 of Bhagavad Gita. This is what they call Nectar of Instruction. Work of what they call Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Okay, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So it's around 30-40 pages. We're just going to read through and try to understand. All right. Maybe it takes at least a week. Then after that, then following, we can either start this book called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, or we can also start on the book of Shiksha Staka, the instructions of Lord Chaitanya. Anyway, we discuss in the group, right? So anyway, thank you so much for your time. It's such a great pleasure to discuss this subject with every one of you. Oh, thank you, Mataji, Sheila Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I didn't say anything. I just repeated exactly what Prabhupada. So what we can understand from here, when we study the Prabhupada purpose, word by word, it is out of the world, right? It's so amazing. Sometimes the purpose, we usually go very fast. Don't. Take word by word, step by step. You know, it's going to be so nectarian. And of course, once and for all, we're making the effort. If not, you don't need to come back again and read again. So the second round is to nourish you and you understand the subject even more better. All right? It's exactly 11:10. We're supposed to finish at 11:30, 11:15. Very much ahead of time. So, any questions? Any comment? Okay. If there's no question or comment, message. All right. All right. So thank you so much. And please put in the group whether you want to do 8 tonight and try to finish it off by this weekend, or you want to, like, if you want to take a break, we can still continue on tonight 1, tomorrow 1, then Tuesday and this thing, right? There's no rush. Okay. So until then, thank you so much for your wonderful time. I really had a good time talking, discussing this beautiful instruction with all of you. As I said, study this instruction on a daily basis and make this instruction as your lifestyle. Until then, have a beautiful day. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhyavacha, paritanam pavinebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Have a beautiful Saturday. Gauranga.
Haribol.